properties. Just before the explosion happens, find the drone which matches the Archy's properties and use it as cover. That drone seems to have similar technology to your inversion reinforcement device. If you have found the drone which has the correct Archy properties, I can adjust the output to cancel out the last energy. Descendant, the drone has been destroyed and the inversion energy emitter has been exposed. With this much output, you can remove the malignant tumor that is blocking the door.
Death to the blasphemous!
Oh.
I won't go down anymore.
Descendant, the commander of the Order of Truth has malignant tumors throughout their body. We need the inversion energy emitter installed on the Ancestor drone.
Damn it, I did it again. So what the fuck are you supposed to do at that time?
My shield. I am safe. I'll save you next time.
That's immune. Are we supposed to destroy these? Stuck in a fucking rock.
I won't go down again.
So do I gotta get up here?
Descendant, there are ancestor drones which give off inversion energy and a container with unidentified RK stored in this location. The
I don't
enemy
know
aims
about
to
this one.
artificially combine these two forces to cause an inversion overload explosion. They have also blocked off the entry path with the Order's malignant tumors. First, remove the tumor from the container to reveal the RK stored inside. If I know the ancestors, they will have already identified the RK's properties. Just before the explosion happens, find the drone which matches the RK's properties and use it as cover. That drone seems to have similar technology to your inversion reinforcement device. If you have found the drone which has the correct RK properties, I can adjust the output to cancel out the blast energy.
So it'd be this one? I'd assume.
Descendant, the drone has been destroyed.
Fuck, I
and
was
the
right
inversion
here.
energy emitter has been exposed. With this much output, you can remove the malignant tumor that is blocking the door.
Now's not the time.
Fuck am I doing wrong?
And good to go. Thanks.
I am so lost on where the fuck to go during that.
Ugh. I won't go down
You
anymore.
said thanks too?
Descendant, the commander of the Order of Truth has malignant tumors throughout their body. We need the inversion energy emitter installed on the ancestor drone. The commander
Is that
of
not the
Order
right
of Truth
one?
has malignant tumors throughout their body.
What the fuck?
We need the inversion energy
Know what?
emitter installed on the ancestor drone.
What do you get when... What do you...
Yeah, I'm with the other guy.
So annoying!
Yes.
Descendant, there are ancestor drones which give off inversion energy and a container with unidentified archive stored in this location. The enemy aims to artificially combine these two forces to cause an inversion overload explosion. They have also blocked off the entry path for the Order's malignant tumors. First, remove the tumor from the container to reveal the archive stored inside. If I know the ancestors, they will have already identified the archive's properties. Just before the explosion happens, find a drone which matches the archive's properties and use it as cover. That drone seems to have similar technology to your inversion reinforcement device. If you have found the drone which has the correct archive setting, I can adjust the output to cancel out the blast energy. Descendant, the drone has been destroyed and the inversion energy emitter has been exposed.
Don't give up!
With this much output, you can remove the malignant tumor that is blocking the door.
Take this. Death to the blasphemer.
Descendant, the commander of the Order of Truth has malignant tumors throughout their body. We need the inversion energy emitter installed on the Ancestor drone.
The first Descendants Season 1 update has recently dropped, and it introduced to us multiple new features. One of the most important of these new features is the new inversion reinforcement mechanic that you unlock once you finish the normal mode storyline. Inversion reinforcement is a seasonal upgrade system that allows you to upgrade your Descendants in a new way. We'll be quickly going over how to unlock this new inversion reinforcement system, as well as giving you an overview of how it works and increase your inversion reinforcement level. In order to unlock the new inversion reinforcement system, you must first complete a quick questline that's unlocked after finishing the game's main story. This questline starts off with a mission called Mysterious Phenomena, and lays out the lore of the entire inversion reinforcement system. You must first complete Wave 6 of White Knight Gulch's special operation, Block Kuiper Mining. Once you receive the rewards for Wave 6, you can simply abort the mission and return back to Albion. Talk to Guide, who then sends you to complete the Bold Mystery mission in Hardwood. Launch a private or public operation from the mission terminal and blast your way through. Once finished, return to Albion once more and talk to a handful of more people. Eventually, you'll talk to Anais, and she unlocks the inversion reinforcement system for you. The inversion reinforcement system is pretty straightforward. As you increase your inversion reinforcement level, you gain points which can be spent to unlock skills in one of the skill trees. Once you unlock every skill in a tree, the passive on the far right of that tree becomes permanently active. You can only equip one skill from each tree, and can have a maximum of 3 skills activated at once. These activated skills apply to all of your Descendants. You can also reset your inversion reinforcement level at any time for no cost or penalty, so feel free to play around with the combinations at your leisure. In order to increase your inversion reinforcement level, you must collect iron heart particles that are rewarded from completing map-specific objectives that you can see on the bottom right of each map. These objectives are very easy to complete, and you'll notice that you can get them done as you simply play the game, such as defeating elite enemies or completing missions in the area. These objectives reset with each season, so there's no rush to get these all done in one day. The inversion reinforcement system doesn't seem like it'll be very groundbreaking, but it does act as a nice little cherry on top for building out our Descendants for endgame content. And that's all there is to know about the new inversion reinforcement system. Thanks for watching, and happy farming.
Don't draw the red wraith at the start. If you draw the red wraith in the first place, you are really out of luck. Although the red wraith's health limit can be increased by 20%. However, the early clearance is low, the attack is weak, and the upgrade is also very difficult. If you draw Mirage, then you are super lucky. Mirage is a rare SSR fighter in the game, as the fights that can be split. Mirage fighters are capable of dealing unexpectedly high damage when constantly. If you can't draw the Phantom fight, it doesn't matter. You just need to upgrade the fighter you draw. Let him take you smoothly through all the previous levels. Complete the task to obtain diamonds. Go to the store 10 companies to draw 10 companies to draw FFR fighters. Also free soft draw Phantoms. Why do you try first?
Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia from DeltiusGaming.com, and if you're like me, you've probably beat the campaign, starting to gear up, get your character powerful, and made a lot more mistakes. Well, if that's you, I'm here to collect a pile of tips and tricks to save you time and mistakes you're probably not aware of. It's holding your progress back. Timestamps are below if you wish to skip ahead. If you get something out of this video, hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Let's get started with a big mistake, and that's external components. So the first mistake I was making on external components is thinking that you always needed to use the 4-piece set. Take Bravery here, for instance. 2-piece max HP recovery, max shields, and the 4-piece, a bit clunky, but it has something to do with stuns. Stuns are not that popular, not that common around all the Descendants. A better method to use on your external components for some builds are actually a 2 and a 2-piece. If you look at the 2 Vanguard here, this gives a 25% increased defense. It's purple. It's pretty easy to get a hold of, and you can put it here along with an Annihilation set to increase your skill duration. Another tip for external components, besides the 2 and the 2-piece, is to have at least...
Troop drop-off is complete. Transport is en route to standby position. Multiple Volga signals detected on the ground. Stay sharp. Once our enemies secure their front lines, they will be nigh impossible to break. Our
crusade 100 years ago is evidence enough of this.
One time for your mind, get rockin'. One time for your mind, we poppin'. One time for your mind, no babies. Just yes, you'll release the stress. One time for your mind, get rockin'. One time for your mind, we poppin'. One time for your mind.
What do you get when you mix water and RK? Of course.
My dream is for you all not to get hurt. But nothing at all will get to me.
Oh, the special human child. What do you need?
4 of them that are for grinding specifically. So what I mean by that is consumable drop rate increased, item acquisition distance increased, or shards increased, and then especially Okay, everyone, let's find the fucking champion. I'm gonna keep her and chase the mail. I like this fact, but the probability of success is low. Should I give it a try? Okay, let's do it. Nice. My heir inherited both traits. They even got a hidden notch of bloodline.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We got a new update coming up for First Ascendant, and guess what? We got to get ready for it. We got builds to go over. We got weapons. What's everybody using? Stuff. We're only going to go over weapons in this video, so at any point, if I say, hey, builds in this video too, that'll be way too long. We're just going over weapon that I use, or I think is a popular choice, or you to get out of your rounds to shred upcoming content. Remember, everything in the game right now is pretty easy, so I just want to put a reminder on this. This is just stuff that I use, or I've asked people what they use. If it's not the same mods, it's okay. You can use your own stuff. You don't need to use the same stuff. If you think the stuff I'm running is trash, then it's trash. Let's get into it. All right, first up, we got good old Thunder Cage. Now, we know Bunny's just run around non-stop using Thunder Cage, but hey, it's good for most characters too. I think Thunder Cage with these new weapon cores are going to be absolutely nuts, and this is an easy, accessible weapon. We're going to go over the substats real quick. We got firearm attack, crit hit rates, crit hit damage, and weak point damage. I used to have Colossus. I took it off because I strictly just wanted to build this for overall, all around. I don't really use Thunder Cage as much anymore, but still one of the best weapons out there. Also, here's some of the mods we're running. Basic stuff you pretty much see on every single weapon. Pretty basic mods. I do want to point out that this mod is absolutely busted. You should always try and put out brisk. I do want to point out that brisk walk is really busted for your Thunder Cage to help out with movement speed on other characters. Simply because you don't need real life fighter on, you don't need that extra damage, to push it out on the bosses. Because we all know that you should probably, instead of running around in circles on a dungeon boss, maybe just pull out a shotgun, give him the old 1-2, and he's probably going night night. I see that a lot. Bunnies just run around in circles, shocking the bosses. And
Some bosses really don't take a lot of damage from you, so you can shoot your gun. So, another characters, if you wanted to run Brisk Walk in this selection here, you can, or use any other mods you want. Next up on the list, we got the Big Bad Enduring Legacy. Overall, my favorite weapon in the game. I just think it's so good for ad clearing, getting buffed by Enzo, killing dungeon bosses, some intercept bosses, and more. I actually love this gun so much that I actually grinded out 2 of them. You're probably wondering why. Well, I wanted to build one for Colossus and one for all around, but I actually ended up using this one on Colossus more because I like stacking the fire damage. Now remember, mine's probably built in other players. There's probably different substats, different odds on it, but that's okay. The reason why that I like fire attack, crit hit damage, crit hit rate, and firearm attack, I want to make sure that I get that fire attack and firearm attack as high as possible. The reason why is because of the mods that I run. I go for fire priority, fire enhancements, and awesome. That's the thing with this weapon, and let's just say that
in order to create immunity antibodies or an antidote, we need to understand the type, structure, and reactive mechanism of the toxin. We'll need tissue samples from the Vulcans. Let's go collect some.
Firearm attack, and it just triggers the burning effect more. Again, I can't explain the technical why I use this. I can probably fix my good right there. I've got to just trust me on this. If you want to go first for bosses, go for it. These are the ones I run. Different ones, run the same thing. Next up, recently got a pop. This thing contained in the background. You know that it's soft now because they nerfed them. This shotgun is overall probably the best shotgun in the game. We all know that Executor's great as well because we're using it on Clay, but I think overall, I'm definitely going to go in the new dungeon with Smithereens in my inventory because those fun. Just the old ones, shotgun, base, all going on the sub perks, we have the firearm attack, hit damage, losses damage, point.
This should be enough.
Definitely switch out your gold mods and run something different. I guess it just benefits you. You do more damage with the shotgun. So hey, I tested it on Gluttony and I'm like, oh, it's that easy.
For so long, I'll choose health for a strong start. I enjoy playing this faction the most during the beta test. In Forgotten Lands, you can often get surprising equipment from ROMs. Yola's bow and Breath of the Forest. Very nice. Let me equip them. Impressive AoE damage. Wiped out the minions. Here comes the boss. Dodge it. Then it's Leaping Strike. Now, and cast chaotic arrows. I'm in luck this time.
Yo, what is going on, everyone? Guiding Light here, and in this video, I'm going to be bringing you guys a showcase of the fully spec'd out internal willpower. So if you do not feel like grinding out a bunch of Ultimate Descendants, putting in hundreds and hundreds of hours, trying to get the best build on all these different characters so that you can just be strong enough to take out any mission, I'm going to show you guys how you can basically become as strong as an Ultimate character without having to actually unlock one. You just simply level up the weapon the way that I show you. After explaining these 3 different builds, you're going to see how you can be just as strong as an Ultimate character without ever even having to touch one of the Ultimates. So you can solo bosses on just about any character using this AR build. Now, this gun took over 3 or 4 days to build, has over 10 catalysts in it, and is completely maxed out. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you guys 3 perfected builds that will get you through any mission in the game and even help you guys to solo some of the hard mode bosses. I'm going to show you guys me taking down a solo boss without even using any abilities at all, just strictly using this weapon. So stay tuned for the entire video. I'm going to break down 3 different builds, 1 build for bosses, 1 for missions, and then a 3rd one that I'm still sort of working on that I think is going to be pretty insane once it's perfected. Now, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe because I'm going to be making a ton of build guides for weapons and characters all across the game. And be sure to drop a like on this video because I did probably put over 30 hours and a ton of resources into making this one. So hopefully you enjoy it. I do believe this to be the best with this weapon. However, I'm down pretty close to perfect on that as well. The only thing really that I can say could get maybe slightly better is perhaps the reload. And there's actually builds I've made where the reload is better, but this is just my favorite and all-around best one for DPS, bosses, and all missions. So I'll go into the solo Devour boss fight, and I will not use any abilities. I will simply just use the AR, and you'll be able to see how much damage this does. Now, the only difference between this boss build and the build I run for common missions is only 1 mod. So you can switch back and forth between that mod anytime you're not in an intercept battle, and you're pretty much good to go. So that's the perfect thing about this setup, is that it's so simple just to switch back and forth. Now, in this fight, you can see just how quickly you're able to deal damage to the boss. I did not use any abilities whatsoever. It's just purely damage from the weapon itself. And you can see within 10 seconds, you have his shields completely off. So for any boss, you can shred through any armor piece, get them staggered so quickly, and you can take down bosses with this weapon extremely fast. You don't even have to use abilities or anything in order to deal this type of damage output. Now, this will require a very specific build if you're trying to make it do this much damage against the boss, but you do not have to scale this up this much. If you're just trying to take it into normal missions, you'll still be fine without having this. But I have, like I said, I have 3 different setups, 1 for normal missions and 1
Hey, it's Strybear. The top different lists to read out as well. The first one is a stat priority, and this is basically from the stats that are available for the weapon in order from top to bottom, which balance, game design, all of that. You're welcome to check my LinkedIn or any of that if you really care that much. And I don't say that to mean that I'm somehow infallible. There's plenty of mistakes in here that will need to be revisited in the future. I just say that to mean that I'm not exactly bumping around in the dark here, that this is familiar territory for me when it comes to designing, testing, and comparing various gameplay mechanics between weapons in a shooter game. The next disclaimer is around how these weapons were tested, because obviously your build isn't just your weapons in the first Descendant, it is also your Descendant, what your character does, how your character interacts with those weapons. And what I wanted was a standardized, normalized system to compare all of the weapons together. That wasn't just, okay, if you have Enzo buff on, this is what this weapon does. Or if your main is Glay, this is how this weapon performs, because those kinds of
This isn't good.
beloved daughter, Daya.
Alpha here. Commence mission to recapture the shelter.
should investigate this.